Do your best and forget the rest. Do your best means showing up and doing your best without being attached to the outcome. It means reality is not something you can manipulate. Forget the rest means you don't let the same things that used to get in your way get in your way now. What's up, guys? Welcome to vlog 30. Today, rather than pumping out original content and helping you guys get motivated, I thought I would read some excerpts from a book that really helped me. It's called The Big Picture by Tony Horton, creator of P90X. You guys all know I lost 75 pounds by doing P90X. There's a lot more to Tony Horton than what you see on the video. He's not just some silly comedian. He's actually very motivational. And can really get your mind in the right spot to be motivated to work out and stick with it. So I wanted to read some excerpts from his book, Chapter 2, Know Your Purpose, and also it tells a little story about a guy named Jeremy Yost who lost a ton of weight doing P90X and has a story very similar to mine. Before I do that, the end of this week, I will be going on a hunting trip. I realize some of you guys do not like hunting, and that's okay. But this is my vlog, and I have to keep it 100% real and do me. And I do hunt in Illinois. There's overpopulation of deer. We eat what we shoot. So I'm sorry if that is a sensitive subject to some of you guys. But I will be vlogging on it next week. So if you don't want to see that, just don't watch next week, and then come back and watch the following week. But I just wanted to warn you guys that follow me. All right, so, you know, in our fitness group, I see a lot of people set small goals, like trying to fit in a swimsuit, and more goals that are surrounded around vanity, which is okay. It's okay for that to be part of the equation. But I think so many of you fail because it's there needs to be so much more to that equation than just looks and small goals. You have to have a purpose. So what I thought I would do, better than just talking, is just read an excerpt from this book. I think it will really help you guys. All right, we're on page 26. Here's a hint to help you get started. Your purpose probably has something to do with having a better life. For many people, the first purpose that comes to mind has to do with money, vanity, reputation, or material stuff. Forget about that garbage. It's all smoke and mirrors. Looking good in a bathing suit is nice feeling, and driving a fancy car is fun, and having people think you're cool is flattering, but the thrill of those things subsides in a nanosecond, and you're left with nowhere to go. And besides, when those kinds of goals are your main focus, it becomes destructive. You lose perspective. Maybe you wake up one day and decide there's no such thing as too skinny, and you start treating your body in unhealthy ways. Or you stop caring about your financial commitments in the pursuit of the latest thing and end up in a pile of credit card debt. No matter how you slice it, a shallow purpose isn't going to get you from point A to point B. It gets you from point A to point A in 1/10. They say about 3% of the people on earth live in bliss. So what the hell are the other 97% doing? Maybe they're spending too much time on me, me, me. Guys, I'll stop here for a second and tell you I can't stress how important that is. You show me somebody who's only focused on themselves, and I'll show you somebody that's unhappy. Your world, your life changes so drastically when you start helping other people. It doesn't have to be with fitness. There's a number of things you guys could do, volunteering, all that kind of thing. But the moment you focus on helping other people, your life instantly becomes more satisfying and has more meaning. I'm not saying that your purpose should be to save the planet. However, I'm the first to admit that our planet could use a little saving. And one reason is that a big hunk of the human race treats itself horribly. They're overweight, stressed, depressed, and repressed. When you treat yourself badly, it becomes difficult to survive. And when you're barely getting by, it's pretty difficult to identify a sense of purpose larger than putting one foot in front of the other, and it's even harder to work up the energy to make strides towards your goals. There's no doubt that taking care of yourself physically can help you with almost any purpose. When you feel better, you accomplish more. And that's not just some motto I got from a bumper sticker. A recent study out of Brigham Young University shows that people with poor diets suffer a 66% loss of workplace productivity. People who didn't exercise regularly lost 50% of their productivity. The numbers don't lie. Taking care of yourself enables you to be more productive, and that means you'll get more out of life. Your brain, your heart, your lungs, your muscles, they're all interconnected. When you're physically healthy, there's a much greater likelihood that you'll see the world with more clarity, which makes it a lot easier to understand your purpose. Once you do, you'll have a better chance of accomplishing it. Even if your purpose is Tibetan throat singing, you'll be able to hold your breath a lot longer when your lungs are working at 100% capacity. You see, even if you decide your purpose has nothing to do with fitness, it has everything to do with fitness. I know this all sounds a little esoteric, so let me give you a concrete example of purpose in action. My friend, Jeremy Yost. When I met Jeremy in 2010, he blew my mind. It was at a Beachbody Coach Summit, and he was a challenge winner, meaning he kicked butt and the company noticed, so he was there to collect his award. I've got that same award. Many of you guys have got that same award. When he first walked up to me, I saw him as just a normal, clean-cut, super fit dude. We get a lot of those wandering around at Beachbody gigs. Then he showed me a photo of how he looked just 1 year before. My eyes almost popped out of my head, cartoon cat style. Jeremy was the sorriest looking 370 pounds of humanity I've ever seen. Sorry, Jeremy, you know I love you, buddy. If a picture tells 1,000 words, 999 of those words were miserable. I was riveted. How the hell did that guy turn into this guy? I had to get into Jeremy's head. I needed to know what made him tick. What could motivate someone back to health after traveling so far down such a dark path? For the rest of the night, I pushed for intel. Then I invited him to my Beachbody workout the next morning, and we had a second round of interrogation. Still, I needed to know more. It took months of conversations before it clicked. Thanks to Jeremy, I saw firsthand how the big picture can pull anyone from the brink of self-destruction, can make even the most strung-out carb tweaker put down the Cheerios. Jeremy Yost turned his life around because he found his purpose. Jeremy started out as everybody's All-American. In his Kentucky high school, he played football, baseball, wrestled, so then it just goes through like his life, how he was just your typical guy, then got hurt, gained weight, put on a little bit at a time, and before he knew it, he was 370 pounds. Then Jeremy goes on to say, when my boys started wrestling, I couldn't participate. I couldn't help. I couldn't even coach. My son Chase was a 5-year-old 45-pound kid. It's not like a 375-pound could get down on the ground and work with him. This is where things get deep, guys. My friend Tim was also coaching the team. He's in his 50s and in great shape. One day we were driving to a tournament, and he told me just that past week he had buried one of his friends who was only in his 40s. The guy had kids. He said, if you don't change your ways, you're going to do the same thing to your boys. Then he went on to say, your wife's young, your kids are young, they're going to move on without you. Are you confident that the guy that's going to replace you is going to do as good of a job raising your boys as you would? I couldn't escape that. When I was 370 pounds, you can't be that size and not get in uncomfortable situations all the time. You get stared at. It's like a constant daze of self-consciousness. I would take my kids to the water park, take off my shirt, and I knew everyone was looking up at me. Up until this point, I was able to run away from all those uncomfortable moments and find my safe haven, my couch. But after he said that, I couldn't escape. I couldn't forget it. That hit me right in the heart. It was like a light switch. At that moment, it wasn't, am I going to be successful? It was, I have no option. That was when Jeremy found his purpose, his family. Jeremy's purpose became to make choices and do things that would enable him to be the best husband and father. I would think, if I don't do my workout today, I could die tomorrow. It just became so black and white. Every decision, every time I went into the kitchen, every time my alarm went off at 4 in the morning. A couple of weeks into his journey, Jeremy made a why and why not list to help him stay focused on his purpose. I'd been thinking about all the reasons why I couldn't be successful, but I hadn't put enough effort into thinking about why I should be successful, he reasoned. So here's the list. This is something I really highly suggest you guys do. His list for why to change. my kids, my wife. For me, I'm worth it, so I can walk pain-free, to walk in a room and not be self-conscious, to meet someone new and not think about being overweight, to be able to take care of things around the house, to wear clothes that fit and feel good, to enjoy buying new clothes and never go into a big and tall store again, to take the kids to the pool and enjoy myself. How many people go to the pool and never enjoy themselves with their kids? To set an example to my kids so they won't have to go through the same pain, so that I won't have to avoid people, to improve my work life, to improve my energy, to know my kids as adults, to not be a sad story of a father leaving his wife and kids. His list for why not to change. It's easier. It's convenient. Eating a big, unhealthy meal is something I could look forward to. I deserve it. Everyone else seems to be able to eat what they want. I love this approach. On one side, Jeremy had a beautiful, long list of reasons why. On the other side, he had a short, crappy list of reasons why not. And did you happen to notice what the first two why not reasons have in common? Here's a clue. It begins with an F and rhymes with beer. It's as though the answer was already in his brain. He just needed to take a moment, sit down with a pen and paper, and write it all down so he could see it in black and white. What's your purpose? I don't know about you, but looking forward to knowing your kids as adults is a lot more enticing to me than looking forward to a bowl of penne alla porky pig at Olive Garden. The Jeremy I met in 2010, the one living his purpose, agreed with me. I think where a lot of people miss the boat when they set their goals is why they don't wrap any emotion around it, he said. It's easy to say I want to lose weight or I want to get in that dress, but they're missing the whole boat in terms of the emotional side of it. It's your emotions, your attitude, your deeper purpose. That's what's going to drive you. Thanks to that mindset, Jeremy is now more than able to get down on the mat and pin his two sons regularly. Before, their friends would hassle them about how fat their dad was. Now they want to hang out with him. They look up to him because all of the cool things he can do. In turn, they talk to their dads, many of them armchair quarterbacks not too far off from the old Jeremy, and say, "Hey, Mr. Yost can do it. How come you're not doing it?" Just like that, Jeremy has an influence not only on his kids, but also on his kids' friends and his kids' friends' parents, all because a good friend instilled a little purpose into him when he needed it most. Whether or not they're in good physical shape, a lot of people are like the old Jeremy. They're stuck. They can't see the forest through the trees because they don't even know why they're in the woods or which way they're headed. So many people suffer from lack of purpose. They're in survival mode 24/7. From the moment they wake till the second their head hits the pillow, they're on autopilot. And the idea of changing course is not only scary, it feels impossible. But flying on autopilot isn't doing your best. It's even taking active control of your journey. It's sitting back and letting something or someone else make the decisions for you. It's hiding behind false priorities. I'm too busy, and limitations. My ankle hurts. It's essential to wake up, take control of the joystick, and keep your eye on the proverbial prize. Your purpose should be your mantra, your mission statement. Think about what your purpose is and get it. So that's what I really wanted to talk to you guys today about. You know, this whole fitness thing, we talk about it all the time. It's not about getting down to 5% body fat and looking like a model. Our goal is to teach you guys how to find that purpose and make this a lifestyle. Learn how to enjoy the foods at your body's ability to process them. And learn that you don't have to eliminate all the quote-unquote bad foods from your diet. You don't have to work out 7 days a week, 1 hour a day. You can do this by working out, 3 to 5 days a week, 30 minutes a day, eating right 80% of the time, just being healthy for your family and being around for them and being a good example. So find that purpose, whatever it is. If you find it, please post it below. Let us know what your purpose is and what's going to drive you and what's going to make this a lifestyle and not just a 90-day diet. I love you guys and have a great week.
If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, like, subscribe, and share. Thanks, guys.